Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Podcast 5. I'm James.
And I'm Emma. We are so happy you're here with us today. This is not just another English lesson. This is a full conversation where we'll talk about real tips, real strategies, and real habits that can help you learn English faster and smarter in 2025.
Exactly, Emma. Learning English today is very different compared to 10 or even 5 years ago. We now have apps, online classes, podcasts like this one, and so many ways to practice with people around the world. But sometimes, all those choices can feel confusing. Students ask, what is the best way to learn? Where should I start? How can I stay motivated?
And that's why we are here. In this podcast, we'll break everything down step by step. We'll talk about the newest methods in 2025, the tools you can use every day, and how to practice in a way that feels natural and fun. We'll also share examples and even little exercises you can try with us.
So grab a notebook or just sit back and listen carefully. By the end of this episode, you'll have a clear plan for how to improve your English in 2025 without feeling stressed, lost, or overwhelmed.
Let's get started.
All right, let's dive into our first big point. If you want to learn English in 2025, the number one thing to focus on is building strong daily habits. I know this might sound simple, but trust me, it's the foundation of everything. Learning a language is not about one big effort. It's about the small actions you repeat every single day.
Exactly, James. So many learners make the mistake of studying for 3 or 4 hours on one day and then doing nothing for a whole week. That doesn't work. Your brain needs consistency. Think about it this way. If you go to the gym one time and exercise for 5 hours, you will feel tired, but you won't really get stronger. But if you go to the gym for 30 minutes every day, little by little, your body will change. Language learning works the same way.
I love that example, Emma. And here's the good news. In 2025, there are so many easy ways to make English part of your everyday routine. You don't have to sit in a classroom anymore. You can use your phone, listen to podcasts like this one while walking, or even talk to AI chat partners when you have free time.
Yes, technology makes it so much easier. But here's the important part. You must design your environment to support your habit. For example, set your phone to English. Watch short YouTube videos in English during lunch, or even listen to music and try to read the lyrics. It's not about studying harder. It's about surrounding yourself with English little by little until it becomes a natural part of your life.
And here's another tip. Don't just consume English. Try to produce English every day too. That means speaking or writing something, even if it's just recording yourself for 2 minutes talking about your day, or writing a short note in English on your phone. Those small actions are what train your brain to actually use the language, instead of just memorizing it.
I couldn't agree more. So let's give our listeners a little challenge. If you're listening right now, after this podcast, I want you to take out your phone and record yourself saying 3 sentences in English. Something simple like, today I listened to a podcast. I learned about daily habits. I want to practice more. It doesn't have to be perfect. The point is to build the routine.
And if you do this every single day, even just for a few minutes, you will be amazed at how quickly your English improves. So, the first big secret for 2025 is build strong daily habits and stay consistent. That's the real key.
Perfectly said, James. Now, let's move to our second big point, which is all about how to use technology wisely and not waste time.
All right,
let's talk about the second big point, using technology wisely. In 2025, we are surrounded by technology. Smartphones, AI apps, podcasts, YouTube, online tutors, even virtual reality classrooms. The problem is not a lack of tools. The problem is knowing how to use them effectively. Because if you're not careful, you can waste a lot of time.
That's so true, Emma. I've seen learners spend hours scrolling on social media in English and then telling themselves, "Oh, I studied today." But in reality, they didn't practice speaking, listening, or writing. They were just passively consuming. Don't get me wrong, exposure is good, but if you want real improvement, you need to use technology in an active way.
Yes, and here's how you can do that. First, choose 1 or 2 tools and use them consistently. Don't download 10 apps and try everything at the same time. That creates stress and confusion. For example, you might decide to use 1 podcast for listening practice and 1 speaking app for daily practice. That's enough to make real progress.
Exactly. For listening, there are endless podcasts, like this one, and audiobooks, which are fantastic. For speaking, AI conversation apps or language exchange partners can help. And in 2025, we even have apps where you can practice speaking and get instant feedback on your pronunciation. But the most important thing is this: don't just listen or read. Pause, repeat, shadow, record yourself, interact with the material.
That's right. For example, let's say you're listening to this podcast. You can listen once normally, then go back, pause after each sentence, and repeat what James and Di are saying. That's shadowing practice. You're training your mouth and your brain to work together. Technology makes this easy, but you have to make the choice to use it in an active way.
And another smart way to use technology is setting small reminders. For instance, set an alarm on your phone that says, "Practice English for 5 minutes." That little reminder can help you stay consistent even on busy days. Or you can create a habit tracker app where you check a box every time you listen, speak, or write in English. It sounds simple, but it's powerful.
Yes, and we should also talk about avoiding distractions. Because, let's be honest, sometimes you open YouTube or Instagram for English practice, and then 30 minutes later, you're watching cat videos in your own language. It happens to everyone. So one tip is to create a playlist or a folder only for English content. That way, when you open your phone, you go directly to the learning material instead of getting lost in other things.
Brilliant point, Emma. That's exactly how you stay focused. And remember, technology should serve you, not control you. You don't have to spend 10 hours online. Even 20 to 30 minutes of focused practice every day is more effective than hours of distracted scrolling.
So to summarize, in 2025, technology is your best friend if you use it wisely. Choose 1 or 2 tools, practice actively instead of passively, use reminders to stay consistent, and avoid distractions by organizing your content. If you do this, you'll see amazing results.
Absolutely. And now, let's move to our third big point, which is all about developing the right mindset. Because without the right mindset, even the best technology won't help you.
Now, we've talked about setting clear goals and using technology wisely. But honestly, there's something even more important, and that's your mindset. Because in 2025, learners have so many opportunities and so many resources. But if your mindset is negative, if you're always thinking, English is too hard for me, or I'll never sound fluent, then you're already creating a wall in your mind, and that wall blocks progress.
Exactly, Emma. Mindset is everything. I've seen learners with fewer resources but a positive attitude improve faster than learners who had all the resources but gave up too easily. Your brain needs encouragement, not punishment. If you're always criticizing yourself, oh, my pronunciation is terrible, my grammar is awful, you're only making the journey harder.
Right. So let's talk about some practical ways to build a strong mindset for learning English in 2025. First, celebrate small wins. Don't wait until you're fluent to feel proud. Did you watch a video and understand a little more than yesterday? That's a win. Did you have a short conversation with someone in English? That's a win. Write these moments down or say them out loud. Small victories keep you motivated.
And another important thing is to compare yourself only with your past self, not with other people. In 2025, it's easy to see learners on social media who speak perfectly, and then you feel like you're failing. But you don't know their story, their background, or how long they've been practicing. The only fair comparison is, am I better today than I was yesterday? That's the only measure that matters.
Yes. And here's a powerful tip. Reframe mistakes as opportunities. Every time you make a mistake, you're not failing, you're learning. Think with mistakes as proof that you're using the language. If you never make mistakes, it means you're not practicing enough. In fact, I always tell my students, aim to make 100 mistakes a day because that means you're practicing.
That's such a healthy approach, and it reminds me of another mindset shift: patience. Learning English in 2025 is faster and easier in many ways, but it still takes time. You can't expect fluency in 1 month. It's like going to the gym. If you lift weights once, you won't have big muscles. You need consistent practice, so be patient with yourself and trust the process.
Absolutely. And I think learners should also practice self-talk. That means speaking kindly to yourself in English. Instead of saying, I can't do this, say, I'm improving every day. Instead of saying, my English is bad, say, my English is getting better step by step. This kind of positive self-talk might sound simple, but it trains your brain to stay motivated.
Yes, because the truth is, language learning is not just about grammar, vocabulary, or pronunciation. It's about confidence. If you feel confident, you will speak more, practice more, and improve faster. Confidence grows when you focus on progress, not perfection.
Well said, James. So, to all our listeners, in 2025, remember this: technology will give you tools, goals will give you direction, but your mindset will give you the strength to keep going. Stay positive, celebrate small wins, accept mistakes, and be patient with yourself. That's how you succeed.
Perfect. And that brings us to our final section, where Emma and I will share some simple, daily routines you can follow in 2025 to make English practice part of your everyday life.